Well, let's focus on Narayana and Ritala. Well, those numbers look very, very good. To discuss this and more, we are joined by Ms. Sandhya, the Group Chief Financial Officer of the company, who joins us on the show. Hi, ma'am. Morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, the company has shown consistent improvement in margins. Now it's at around 23.5% odd. What's leading to this improvement? Is it cost containment or is it better surgical revenues, which is aiding the ARPOB? Could you tell us what helped it? And what's the outlook on margins going ahead?
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. It's been a mix of both the aspects that you spoke about. There is definitely improvement in the surgical mix. But I do want to say that a lot of it has come because of digitization, improved throughput, and cost rationalization. So if you would see our revenue growth profile over the past, say, 8 or 10 quarters, you would see that a lot of it has been achieved without a significant growth in the average revenue per patient. That's because we have always been very, very conscious of our price point, and we have kept our price increases to the bare minimum. We have not passed on costs to the patients, and we've tried to work from a technology and efficiency point of view. Now, some of that has started reflecting into the performance, and therefore you are able to see the improvement in EBITDA. Having said that, we don't guide into the future. Definitely, we will continue to keep working on cost. The only call out I will have is that there is the continuous headwind that healthcare keeps facing, like we've spoken before. In addition to inflation, there are also government actions that get taken, like price control, etc. When we are hit with such headwinds, we don't pass immediately the impact of the headwind to the price, but instead we work on it and work on efficiencies and costs and throughput, and that's how we try to counteract these headwinds. So to that extent, there will be a lag in our margin catch-up. Sure. Overall, yes, this has been cyclically a good quarter for us.
Sandhya, hi, good morning. I remember the last call, and I think I might have been on the show, and I think it was the Q1 call, and you said categorically that you're not going to be chasing price growth. It will be all driven through internal efficiencies, and that's exactly what you've delivered in the second quarter. So can you just clarify this improvement in margin? You're at about 23% now. That's entirely through the efficiencies and cost rationalization. There's been no price hike. Are you planning a price hike at all in the second half of this year?
There has been no price hike. In fact, we don't take up prices during the year. What we do is, at the beginning of the year on 1st January, we publish our prices on our website, and that's the price for the rest of the year. Under very, very unusual circumstances, we may take up the price, but we have never done that.
So, okay, now that we are in, sorry to come in over there, I got that. So now that we are in November, my logical question has to be that given medical inflation, given the trends that you're seeing across your peer set as well, as you're looking at the next year, give us some thoughts, at least on pricing, if not the exact number that you're looking to take.
We are working on that, actually. There has been a significant inflation, that's a fact. So we are working right now on how much we can counter through our own efficiencies, and if we really need to take up a price increase, and if then how much. So 1st January is when our price increase will be. So when we speak next quarter, I'll be able to give a more firmer view of the range of the price increase we may have to take.
Sandhya, hi, good morning. Typically, but and it'll vary across sort of various disciplines and various departments, etc. But what is the price increase, blended price increase that you take every year?
Very low single digits. That's what we took last year and the year before. So that's been the range at which we've taken price increases.
And you think, without going into specifics or anything, it should be what in the range of what you've done so far in terms of hikes?
Yes, that's how we are aspiring, but we're still doing the numbers right now, so it's too early to comment. So if you can give us a couple of months, 1st January, it will anyway be on our website, and when we speak next, I can share more details.
Okay. You said there were some government actions sometimes which hurt. Is there anything specific you were referring to with regards to anything which has hurt your business? Or was that a general statement?
Action. We have not had a specific large action. but periodically government keeps looking at various prices, and there are price caps which keep coming. So in the short term, where you have fixed contract, it becomes difficult to adjust to these price caps and other interventions that come from the government.
Got it. All right, Sandhya, what about, the HCG, Healthcare Global? There's a big PE in there that's apparently looking for an exit. Have you all looked at that asset at all?
I don't think I think we have always shared our strategic plan very clearly. We have wanted to build, we've built a very strong portfolio of services, and we are doubling down on our capacity, our strength. And we look at inorganic assets from time to time opportunistically. Now, that's all I can comment at this time.
But have you looked at this asset? We get that you'll made a strong foundation. You could look at various assets. But is HCG something that could fit into your scheme of things?
So our oncology business has picked up reasonably well over the past 2 years. We now have one of the largest bone marrow transplant capability in the country. We do the largest number of pediatric bone marrow transplants in the country. We also do a significant amount of work on oncology.
Right.
So I think we have a strong business we are building on. So we would focus on building our business.
So you'll focus on it organically. That means you're not interested in HCG. Is that correct?
I don't know whether it is fair of me to comment whether we're interested or not. I can only comment on what we're doing right now, which is building our business.
Sure.
Got it. Just thought we'll quiz you on that. Also, you all have plans to get into the insurance business, right? What's the update out there?
So we have applied for our license with the IRDA. We are going through the process. We are hopeful that once we are able to satisfy the IRDA that we deserve the license, we will be able to get the license. So I can only say that it is on track. But it's a time-consuming process, and we are going through the motions.
Okay, Sandhya, leave us with an outlook in terms of capacity addition and also the newer hospitals. What are the sort of timelines, for instance, break even for the Mumbai hospital, the newer facilities? And how many beds will you be adding in the second half this year? And also, if you can give us some outlook for next year.
We are not adding any significant number of beds for the next 2 to 3 years because a lot of our CapEx plan is on building greenfield capacity across our flagships. So our next set of big capacity increase will come in a span of 2 to 3 years when all these greenfield facilities are commissioned. Having said that, we will have like a 10-bed addition, 50-bed addition. There is one 2-floor expansion we are doing in Calcutta. So all of those small additions will keep coming from time to time. Like I had mentioned before, we also opportunistically keep looking at inorganic options, and if there are something that fits in our scheme of things, that may cause some bed additions, but really the significant bed addition will come only in 2 to 3 years' time. However, we have enough headspace to keep growing until then, and we want to keep pushing our efficiencies to be able to reach that targeted growth.
Okay. Well, Sandhya, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us. Great speaking with you. Appreciate you joining us here on CNBC-TV18 as always. Well, that's Narayana with commentary on what the future looks like. Price increases from the 1st of January, as they always do. Low single digits is what we should expect. But of course, the specifics in the next couple of months. We'll take a quick